No time? Yes.
1 second. The stream starting.
Okay. Wonderful. Welcome. So I'm glad that everybody is here. I'm honored by your presence, and I'm very excited to be able to announce that we're forming a Latino caucus. And so, as I was saying a little bit earlier, I think that probably in 2016 there was one Latino in the legislature, and so in 2018 there were two, and lo and behold, now in 2021 we have four. And so we're small, but we're mighty. And so really the idea and the purpose of setting up a Latino caucus is to be able to share information from our community with the larger community, but at the same time also to be able to make people within our community, perhaps that are unfamiliar with this place, a little bit more familiar with what goes on here at the Capitol. And so right now, Latinos are the fastest growing minority group in the state of Oklahoma. We're probably upwards of close to 500,000 people. We own we have 10,000 business owners within the Latino community. In several school districts, over half of the students are Latino, including Oklahoma City Public Schools. And so as a result, we thought that it was appropriate to be able to start. And so again, this is something that is only in its infancy at this point. But I think the other thing that's unique about our caucus is that it's bicameral and it's bipartisan. And so I'm very, very excited that this is one place where things are kind of evenly matched. That we have two people from the House, two people from the Senate, and we have 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats. And so I'm excited by the possibilities. And so again, more than anything, we just wanted to formally announce it. We're very, very happy. Representative Martinez, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I'll say, hey, don't put a microphone in front of me and start not to use it. So I just want to say thank you for coming out. This is a great day for Oklahoma and for the respective Latino communities that are here. For me, this is super exciting because I was thinking on my way in today about the idea of growing up in a world where I didn't have many teachers that looked like me, didn't have really any elected leaders around me that looked like me. So this concept of being a Latino kid that could maybe one day do this job was very foreign to me. So I hope maybe with the launch of this caucus, there's kids out there that could say, wow, this isn't beyond my grasp. This is something I can do. I could be a business owner. I could go to college. I could be an elected leader. And I think that's what this is about, talking about what's good for the Latino community in Oklahoma, but also being that face and showing the next generation that you are very much part of Oklahoma and you can lead and be part of this conversation. I'm excited to be part of this. I'm excited to work with my colleagues across the rotunda, across the aisle, and I think we're going to accomplish some really great things. With that, I'll shut up in case my other colleagues want to say something. But thanks for being here today, and we're excited to launch this.
Representative Cruz?
I along feel the same way as Representative Martinez. I learned English in the 1st grade, naturalized when I was 20 years old, and graduated from law school only 2 years ago. And to be able to stand in this position and be able to be a part of this exciting group is a dream come true, but it was a dream that I never really dreamed of. And so that's what I think makes it more special. So I'm really looking forward to working with all of the legislators here at the Capitol. And I know that we've got a lot of work to do, but we're really excited to do it. And I'm just so happy to be here with all of you guys today. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I just want to mimic what my colleagues have said. I'm just really excited to be in an opportunity or in a position to show young women, young Latino women, that they have an opportunity to serve as well. My grandparents both came from Mexico, and I wonder sometimes if they were still alive, if they would have ever thought that their granddaughter of Mexican immigrants would ever be serving in a position like this. So I kind of wish that they could see now that because of their desire to make a better life for their family, their granddaughter has an opportunity to serve in this capacity. So I'm very proud of my Hispanic culture, and it's something that we definitely embrace in my family. And so I just look forward to sharing with other Oklahomans, other Latino Oklahomans, and again, Latino women, that they do have a voice and that they can make a huge impact on the state, despite the disparities of coming from that minority. And I just look forward to serving. So I appreciate my colleagues for putting this together.
Does anybody have any questions?
As a bipartisan caucus, how are you going to ensure that you work together and address some of the issues affecting the Latino population in Oklahoma?
Well, I guess I can answer it. And so I think that it's going to be something that where we're going to have to get to know each other better and kind of find those things that we can agree on. And so I think that we can definitely agree on our community. While we may not agree on every bill, there are probably several policies that we can begin to agree on. And then also how to best advocate, not for those people, those constituents in our districts that are Latino, but also statewide. And so I think that this is a responsibility, an additional responsibility that we have, and by being able to work together and to be able to acknowledge that there are Latinos on both sides of the spectrum, I think it's going to be truly unique.
Is the most pressing issues facing Hispanics and Latinos in Oklahoma?
Huh? Go ahead.
I would say access to healthcare and education. I think that, so my dad is fluent in Spanish, and he is one of the only physicians in Stevens County that is able to translate and speak to Latinos in our area, in our entire county. And so I think that alone is a really important issue for the Latino community, just making sure that, yes, they have proper access, but that they have people that can speak their language and understand and help them to understand what's going on with their health so that they can make wise choices and the best decisions for them. So I think that that's definitely an issue in the state of Oklahoma, just having bilingual practitioners and providers. I think another issue would be education, just making sure that we have teachers that are equipped to communicate with people of all different languages, not just Hispanic, but just in general. So I think that that's a really important issue that we need to make sure that we're addressing in the state.
I saw a press release says that after the interim, you guys will be looking at different legislative districts that have significant Latino populations and inviting those members. How important would that piece of it be to have those members meeting with you guys, visiting with you guys, talking to you guys?
Yeah, I think that's really important. So I think that's going to be one of the really neat things about this group is it's going to be a growing caucus, hopefully as more Latinos are elected. But also there are many in this building that represent communities that have a large Latino population. So I think it's great to hear from those senators and representatives as they know their constituents really well. I'll give you an example. Guyman has a thriving and growing Latino community. None of us represent Guyman. But there are some people in this building that do, that live in that area, that know the issues that happen in that district and the Senate and House district. So being able to hear some of the thoughts from their constituents, and I feel like there's a good avenue to discuss the needs of their constituents that happen to be from Latino descent, I think it'd be really powerful, and it'll be a good opportunity to discuss some of those specific issues in a district-by-district case.
And how do you hope to achieve a fearless relationship between the Latino population and political leaders in the state?
Can you repeat the second part of the question? Sorry.
Yeah, how do you plan on forming a good relationship with the Latino population and as political leaders? Like, how do you plan to bridge that?
Yeah, I think we'll have just a great communications outreach strategy to reach out to all of the Latinos in the state of Oklahoma, across the state, let them know that we're here to serve them. And so that's why it's important to increase those districts with members who have Latino communities and let them know that we're here to serve them.
Well, and so one of the things that happened, or started before I was even here, was that there was a celebration here at the Capitol for Hispanic Heritage. Oh, I apologize. And so one of the things that I think is important is that we already have a start a little bit because one of the things that was already going on before I got here was Hispanic Heritage Day. And so this was prepared and organized by staff here of Latino descent, but to be able to invite the community to be able to come to this building, to be able to share culture, to be able to share arts, to be able to share food, which was a lot of the people, non-Latinos in the building, their favorite part, but to be able to have a chance to be able to remind people that we're here. And again, to be able to hopefully let those constituents know that this is their house and that they can be comfortable here and they can be comfortable contacting their representative or senator when they have an issue.
And according to some polls conducted by Telemundo, there's immigration is a pressing issue in the Hispanic community. Are there any plans to address that? But yeah, I know it's still in the stages.
Oh, well, I mean, so the thing is with immigration, that it's truly a federal issue. And so it's one of those things that is completely within the purview of the federal government as far as any potential immigration relief or any kind of comprehensive immigration reform. And so for better or for worse, this probably isn't the correct venue to be able to address some sort of an immigration reform. There are other issues that perhaps me and my caucus members will be able to discuss that affect Latinos, documented and undocumented. I think Senator Garvin said it very well, that Latino issues are everybody else's issues. And the two most pressing, I agree with her, are education and healthcare for working people. And for the most part, Latinos are, especially recently arrived Latinos, are working class. And so these are the two things that are their biggest concerns, is to be able to make sure that they have adequate healthcare and that their kids get a good education.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.